All right, so this is our milestone review and as well as benchmark review. Benchmark will be given next week, so it is important that we review for that. The first part is similar to number one and number two, and this covers central and inscribed angle. So let's review what central and inscribed angles are. Right, so a central angle is an angle wherein your vertex is right on the center. And the relationship between this angle and this arc right here is that they are equal. So that if this is 40 degrees, then this arc is also 40 degrees. Okay. Now for inscribed angle is an angle wherein the vertex is right on the circle. Okay, so this vertex right here is on the circle. And the relationship of this is that if this is x, then this arc right here is equal to 2x, meaning it's twice whatever this is. All right, so let's try an example here. For example, say if this is say if this is 50, then this one is also 50. Okay, now for inscribed angle, you would like to make sure that you come up in an equation so that when you do full response, it'll be easy for you to work it out. Say for example, this is 26 and this is x. All right. So the idea is whatever the angle here, you multiply that by 2 and that will be equal to your arc. Okay, so 2 times the angle right here, which is 26, is equal to x. So therefore your x is equal to 52 degrees. All right. Let's try another example of inscribed. So twice the angle. This time we don't know this. Say for example, we want this one as x and this is 70. All right, so our equation is 2 times the angle, which is x, is equal to 76. So therefore, you divide this one by 2. Divide by 2. Your angle, therefore, is equal to 38 degrees. All right. Okay, so let's apply this in your question numbers 1 and 2. So basically, you have a central angle here, and then you have an inscribed angle at the back. Okay, let's say this one here is 70 degrees. So therefore, if this is 70, since this is central, then this is also 70. Now if this is your x, now remember the relationship between inscribed and arc is equal to 2 times whatever your angle is equal to inscribed. So therefore, your x is equal to 35. Okay, let's try another one. Okay. Okay, say this is 105 degrees. So therefore, this angle right here, this arc right here is also 105 from here to here. And so if this is your, I don't know, maybe let's call that y, then you can write an equation. 2 times your angle, because that's inscribed, is equal to 105. So you divide this one by 2, divide by 2. So therefore, your y is equal to 52.5 degrees. All right, why don't you try number 1 and number 2? All right, so now this is similar to number 3 and number 4. This is about angles that are formed by intersecting chords. So if you can remember, chords are segments that starts from on a circle on one part of the circle and ended on a circle. It's not extended. So this is a chord. Let's say this is point A, B, C, and D. All right, so we have chord BD and AC. Now, if you wanted to find this angle, remember this angle is equal to this angle right here because they are vertical angles. All right. Now, this angle on this side has an intercepted arc. You can see its intercepted arc. Okay, right here, this is the intercepted arc of this angle, of this x. And this other x right here also has its own intercepted arc. All right, so this angle right here, which is x, also has this intercepted arc on the other side. Okay, so to find this x, really the formula is very easy. Okay, so to find x or the angle, basically you just add these two. Okay, you add this and that. So let's say this is 50 right here and this is 70 right here. So you add the two intercepting arcs and divide it by 2. Okay, so 50 plus 70 divided by 2, which is equal to 50 plus 70 is 120 divided by 2, which is equal to 60 degrees. So therefore this is 60 degrees, and this is also of course 60 degrees. Okay, all right, let's try another one. Let's say we have this. Okay, and now say for example this is 120 degrees and this is 180 degrees. Now what is this angle right here? Okay, so these are your intercepted arcs, 180 and 120. So therefore you have to find x. You really just have to add these two. Okay, this is the angle which is inside a circle, so you add the two intercepted arcs. Okay, so inside circle is add and then divide by 2. Okay, so you have 120 over, 120 plus 180 divided by 2. So that is 300 divided by 2, or equal to 150 degrees. So therefore this is equal to 150 degrees, and this is also equal to 150 degrees. Okay, so remember, inside the circle, you add the two intercepted arcs, and then you divide by 2, right? Why don't you try number 3 and number 4? Okay, so this is similar to number 5 and number 6. And this is again another application of inscribed angles. So first we have this circle right here and you have the center. And then we have a line that passes through the center which we call the diameter. So remember that this is the diameter, meaning from here, this arc measurement right here is 180, which is half of 360. And this is also 180. Okay, and then inside the circle we have a triangle that is inscribed inside, okay, such that this is x and this is, I don't know, maybe let's call this one h degrees, and this arc right here, let's call a. All right, let's call that a. Now we wanted to find out what are the dimensions of a, x, and h. All right, so let's start with a first. So we know that a is from this point around the half the circle, which all the way to this point. So we know that A is equal to 180 degrees. Now, if I'm not so sure if you can see it, but if you notice with angle X right here, that is actually, you have from here to here, which was 180. And this is this line right here. I'm not gonna draw it, but I'm just gonna draw angle X. All right, that's angle X right here, which is exactly here. Now, can you see that angle X is actually an inscribed angle? All right, so if it is an inscribed angle, how do we solve for this? From the earlier questions, we have 2 times the inscribed angle is equal to the intercepted arc, which is 180. So therefore, your X is equal to 90 degrees. So therefore, your X here is equal to 90 degrees. All right. Now, let's continue. If this was 90, okay, I guess we need to give another information here. Let's say this arc right here is some, I don't know, let's try 70 degrees. Okay, this is 70 degrees. So let me redraw. We want to solve for h. Okay, so let me draw another angle right here. Okay, such that, so you may have to draw it one by one so it's visible to you. All right, so that's h, and this is your 70 degrees. H again is just another one of those inscribed angles. So therefore you say 2 times h is equal to 70 degrees. So therefore h is equal to 35 degrees. All right. And so if this is 35, if you want to solve this, you can of course solve that, because 90 plus 35 plus whatever this is, that should be equal to 180. All right, let's try another one. Okay. All right, so this is my diameter. The diameter makes it 180 over here. Okay, so say for example, this is my B degrees. B is the arc measurement from this point all the way to this point. And say I wanted to have a triangle like that. Okay, now of course this one here is the intercepted arc of this angle. So therefore this angle, if this was my Y, this is going to be equal to 90, because that's always half of this. All right, now say assuming this is 100. Now let's say this is 120 right here. So if I wanted to solve for this angle, let's say this is my x. All right, let me redraw your x. This is x, and this is 120. So formula, this is an inscribed angle. So you say 2 times x is equal to 120. So therefore your x is equal to 60. All right, so this is equal to 60. So if this arc right here is 180, this angle right here is 90 degrees, and of course this is 60 degrees. Now given that this is 90 and this is 60, therefore this is 30. So if you want to find this arc right here, okay, let me redraw that just in case you wanted to find that. All right, and this is 30. If you want to find this one out, say this, that's M. Okay, so you know that this is an inscribed angle. So 2 times the inscribed angle is equal to the intercepted arc. So therefore your M is equal to 60. So this would have been also 60 degrees. All right, so why don't you try 5 and 6?